Imagine a drug that doesn't just make you want someone, it commands you to. One click of the Luvactin dial, and your skin turns to electricity. Your pulse isn't yours anymore, it's theirs. In Spiderhead, pleasure isn't a choice, it's a prescription.
The invitation to paradise. Imagine a prison with no cells, no guards, and no fences. Just a brutalist masterpiece of architecture perched on a private island, surrounded by a shimmering turquoise ocean. This is Spiderhead. Here, inmates like Jeff live in luxury, cooking gourmet meals and enjoying total freedom, with one condition. On the small of their back sits the Moby Pack, a high-tech reservoir of vials connected directly to their nervous system. The man holding the remote is Steve Abnesti, a charming, visionary scientist who doesn't call them prisoners, he calls them associates. He doesn't give orders, he asks for consent. Acknowledge, he asks, and with one tap on a smartphone, your entire reality changes. The early days feel like a dream. Abnesti is testing Luvactin, a chemical that mimics the most intense physical attraction you've ever felt. Jeff is paired with a stranger, the dial is turned up, and suddenly, the air between them catches fire. It's an erotic, synthetic flood of oxytocin that makes their skin feel electric. But Jeff is also haunted by the memory of the car accident that landed him here, a moment of guilt that no drug can wash away. He finds a real connection with Lizzie, a fellow inmate in the kitchen, but their blossoming romance is constantly interrupted by Abnesti's needles. One minute they are gifted, verbalus, making them speak with poetic, soaring eloquence, the next, they are hit with laughatil, turning a tragic story into a fit of uncontrollable giggles. The honeymoon ends when Abnesti pushes the boundaries of human endurance. He introduces Darkenflox, a liquid nightmare that induces the most profound psychological terror imaginable. Abnesti demands that Jeff choose which of two women should receive a dose of this absolute fear. When Jeff refuses, the cool guy mask begins to slip from Abnesti's face. We realize that the facility isn't funded by a benevolent government, it's a private lab for Abnesti's own obsession. While Abnesti is distracted by his own drug-fueled ego, Jeff manages to break into the control logs. He discovers the bingo sheet, a list of every drug tested, and realizes that the love, the laughs, and the fear were all just smoke and mirrors. The true purpose of Spiderhead is finally stripped bare, a drug called B6. It was never about curing depression or enhancing love, it was about the death of free will. Abnesti's goal is a world that never says no, a world where a drop of liquid makes a person commit the unthinkable without hesitation. Every Luvactin session and every dose of verbalus Jeff took was actually a baseline test for B6, checking to see if his soul could be overridden by chemistry. The tension peaks in the control room. Jeff stands over the console, looking at the bingo sheet, while Abnesti tries to charm him one last time. But Jeff sees the sweat on Abnesti's brow, he's high on his own supply. Jeff realizes that Abnesti is the ultimate slave to the system he built. In a bold, silent move, Jeff swaps the vials in Abnesti's personal Moby Pack. As the truth spills out, Jeff forces Abnesti to feel the weight of his own cruelty. The control room, once a place of sterile silence, becomes a psychological battlefield. Abnesti's charming facade doesn't just crack, it shatters into a manic, chemical-induced breakdown as the dark drugs he used to control others begin to flood his own brain. With the security systems crashing and the Moby Pack remote hacked, the facility descends into absolute, drug-induced madness. Jeff finds Lizzie, but the path to the coast is blocked by their fellow inmates. It's a sensory nightmare. Some inmates are trapped in a laughing fit while trying to attack, while others are paralyzed by the soul-crushing weight of Darkenflox. Jeff and Lizzie have to navigate this chemical riot, a hallway of people whose emotions are being dialed from 0 to 100 in seconds. They aren't just fighting guards, they are fighting the very concept of human emotion weaponized. Every step toward the exit is a test of their real connection versus the synthetic chaos around them. They reach the docks just as the facility's alarms begin to wail like a funeral dirge. In the final moments, we see Abnesti stumble toward his seaplane. He's injected himself with a cocktail to stay functional, but his brain is a kaleidoscope of conflicting signals. As he takes off, he isn't seeing the horizon, he's seeing the synthetic euphoria of his life's work. He streaks across the sky in a blaze of false glory before losing all motor control and crashing into a mountainside, a permanent monument to his own hubris. Meanwhile, Jeff and Lizzie reach a small boat. As the engine roars to life, the distance between them and Spiderhead grows. For the first time in years, the click-clack of the Moby pack is silent. The drug packs run dry, and the synthetic fog finally lifts. They look at each other, truly look at each other, with eyes that are no longer dilated by Luvactin. They feel the cold wind and the spray of the salt water, raw, painful, and beautiful. They aren't acknowledging a master anymore, they are finally, terrifyingly, and beautifully free.